The largest choice facing the United States is actually a cultural choice. And I began getting involved in this back in 2002, when the Ninth Circuit Court ruled that one nation under God in the statute in the Pledge of Allegiance was unconstitutional. Interestingly, tomorrow is the anniversary of Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. And in 1863, Lincoln sits on the dais looking out over the first national military cemetery, the graves of thousands of young men, and he adds to his address, under God. Those of you who think that was just a random notation, go to the Lincoln Memorial, where on one side you will see one nation under God. On the other side, you'll see his second inaugural. March of 1865, 4 years of war, 620,000 dead Americans. Lincoln took the war as a personal responsibility. He knew that at any point where he would accept the South leaving, the war would end. So in a sense, he willed the preservation of the Union at the cost of 620,000 dead. It fundamentally reshaped him as a person. You can see this if you read his magnificent, rational, lawyer-like speech at Cooper Union, 7,200 words in February of 1860, and then read 1865. In 702 words, Abraham Lincoln refers to God 14 times and quotes the Bible twice. Now, I responded to the Ninth Circuit much like Lincoln responded to the Dred Scott decision in the 1850s, which said that slavery was automatically extended across the whole country. Because I honestly believe that we are either an exceptional nation endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights, in which case each one of you is personally sovereign, and you loan power to the state. The state does not loan power to you. I believe that was the heart of America. I think the Founding Fathers wrote it very deliberately. It represented the essence of their understanding of life. That's why they start out by saying we hold these truths to be self-evident. And I believe we're in a great cultural struggle, of which this campus is one of the centerpieces, between people who believe that that's all nonsense, that we're essentially randomly gathered protoplasm who happen to have lucked out and then ended up geographically in a place that has reasonably good government that has not yet been totally destroyed by power-hungry politicians, but that there's no inherent underlying structure of exceptionalism. And this notion of exceptionalism is at the very core of being American. It's why the Wright brothers, the Wright brothers and the Smithsonian are engaged in a competition. The Smithsonian got $50,000 from Congress and failed. The Wright brothers got nothing and invented the airplane. And it's not the Congress, I'm not saying that it's good government, bad government. I'm saying the spirit of entrepreneurial pioneering, the spirit of creating things, the spirit that any one of us in this room can be virtually anything, is a peculiarly American experience. Arnold Schwarzenegger gets to be governor of our largest state, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. If he had stayed in Austria, it would have been hopeless. Nobody of his background could have become president of Austria. It would have been an absurdity. Yet here he can. And so we engage in a cultural struggle. Clifton and I have now done 7 movies, all of them documentaries as part of the cultural struggle. I've written a series of books. She just wrote Sweet Land of Liberty for 4 to 8-year-olds. But this is the cultural